Hello and welcome to Aging Matters. This is a program that's provided by and sponsored by the Berks County Area Agency on Aging. My name is Ann Barlet and I'm the Public Advocacy and Outreach Manager for the agency. Our show tonight is on the Foster Grandparent Program, and I have several guests with me, so I'm going to start with the introduction to all of the guests. To my immediate left is Alyssa Wagner, who is the Foster Grandparent Program Manager. Try and say that a couple times. And then to Alyssa's left are two of the Foster Grandparent volunteers, Rita and Joe Gillen. So I'm looking forward to talking about the show, and hopefully some folks that will be watching and are more curious about the Foster Grandparent Program will be able to contact Alyssa to see if they're interested in volunteering. So let's get right in on that note to talk about the Foster Grandparent Program. And I guess that I want to first clarify what it's not. Because people get confused when they hear foster grandparent. They think it's a grandparent, an older adult fostering or foster care, providing foster care for a child. So it's not that, is Alyssa?
No, it's not actually being a foster parent. So you might think it's sort of the same because you're acting as a mentor, a tutor, or guide to the kids, but you're not actually being a foster parent. You would be only working during school hours, after school hours, and stuff like that. So you're never actually going into a home.
So let's give the background a little bit about the program that, I'll be honest, our agency held a grant for many years, and now Alyssa is with Alvernia University, and so they now hold the grant. So talk a little bit about the grant.
So Alvernia University got the grant from CNCS, which is the Corporation for National and Community Service.
Okay.
And they really have a strong goal about having and improving educational opportunity at-risk populations. So we have the grant so that we can tailor that to Berks County's youth.
And how did that fit in with Alvernia University's, goals or long-range plan in terms of education?
So the Foster Grandparent Program is actually settled into Alvernia's Holleran Center.
Okay.
So the Holleran Center is truly about community service. So it fits right into that little niche.
I see, got it. So it's really community service, and just so happens to be in an educational institution. All righty. So let's talk a little bit then, I guess. I don't know if you want to start with some of the real guidelines of the Foster Grandparent Program, or just talk about, again, you mentioned briefly, so just review with me. You said that foster grandparents are going to be working with at-risk youth, right?
Correct.
In various settings. So let's first talk about the settings that a foster grandparent volunteer could be working in.
Sure. So one of the most popular ones is going to be in a school district, in an elementary school.
Okay.
So some of the popular activities would be helping with letters, proficiency, and the alphabet, depending on what grade you're in. We also have Head Start centers, so you could be helping with social and emotional success, preparing them for kindergarten. And then we also have after-school programs, and you could lead some sort of group or just help with educational enrichment.
Okay, so I want to get back on more specifics about each of those areas in terms of locations or assignments that one is given at the schools or in the Head Start. So before we get there, let's then do some guidelines as far as who can become a foster grandparent. And I guess, should we go to the eligibility guidelines?
Yeah.
I think we have a graphic to show, if we can see that, so you're going to have to review that with us, Alyssa.
So the first requirement is that you have to be 55 years of age or older.
Okay.
You must model appropriate behavior with other volunteers, teachers, parents, program staff, and children, because you are representing the program and the university.
A mentor also.
Yeah.
The students and the children are looking up to this individual as a person of authority in a sense of helping them.
Yeah, you're being that guide for them.
Okay.
Yeah. You must be able to display kindness, patience, understanding in all circumstances and situations.
Oh, that's not going to be easy either.
So this is really here because people sometimes don't understand that they may be acting out because of something that's going on at home, because they are an at-risk population. So that's just something to keep in the back of your head.
Okay.
The next requirement is you must have a genuine interest in helping children with special needs and disadvantaged youth. That just goes back to what I said before. You must be willing to be supervised while participating in the program. So this is for protection of both parties, just protecting you as well as the children.
And let's just stop on that one a little bit too. So, and the supervision is not only you in terms of the overall program, but the supervision at each of the locations. So that would be, if it's a elementary school, would probably be the teacher that they're assigned to.
The teacher, the aide would be with them at all times.
All right, so it's that person's supervision as well as your program supervision, okay?
You must be physically and mentally able to perform his or her assigned activities. So we do require an annual physical just to make sure that the physician agrees that you should be continuing in the program, just to make sure that it's okay.
Okay.
You must be willing to continue to learn. We do have monthly in-services, and the purpose of this is to continue education of our older adults. So some of the topics can be on child development. They could relate back to the program directly, but we did have one last time on technology, so it's a broad range of topics.
Okay.
You must meet the income guidelines annually. This is because we're trying to get lower income seniors to just get a little bit of a stipend. It's $2.65 per hour, and you're able to work up to 15 hours a week.
So let's hold on that too. So I have mentioned that they're volunteers. So the foster grandparents are considered volunteers, and as you just said, they receive a small stipend.
They're stipend volunteers.
Okay.
And I think I said they can work up to 15 hours minimum.
Okay, so 15 to 20 hours in a week's period of time?
Correct.
Okay. Volunteering, and then they would be receiving some
a little help. Yeah, a little help.
That's because of the grant. That's the stipulations with the grant that we talked about.
Yeah,
okay.
And we try to not have it be a burden on any of the volunteers. So if your insurance didn't cover that physical, then we would cover that. The grant covers that. Same with the clearances that you're required to get. The grant does cover funding for that.
Okay, so we'll talk about that. Oh, so that's the end thing with the background checks?
You must pass criminal background check and be free of any felony that would prevent you from volunteering with the child. Obviously, because you're working with children, we want everyone to be safe.
And I'm assuming the school districts certainly require that as well, so
Correct.
You're kind of completing that. So if I'm interested in knowing more or volunteering, again, we'll get to how to reach you, but I'm going to go through, is there an application as well? Is there some
There is. There's an application.
I think I'll just go over.
Yeah, there's an application, and there's one side of the application where you can actually say how you heard about the program. So if you're being referred from a grandparent that's currently in the program, we'd love to hear about that.
Or on the TV show.
Or on the TV show, yes.
So they fill out an application, and then make sure I'm getting this right so we're clear. So they complete an application. They're going to have their own physician, right? You don't have a physician they must go to.
So it's their own physician.
They go to their own physician for their physical every year. And then you said there's some of the clearances. So I assume you said criminal background, and is it a...
Yeah, there's a state background, a national sex offender search, and we have FBI fingerprinting.
Okay. Now, and that piece, that part is also covered by the grant?
Correct.
Okay. And then you would tell them specifically if there's a place to go, or how to complete that for the individual?
Yeah, we try to make it as easy as possible for them. We get all the information we need. We register them, so they don't have to go through the payment process. We do it ourselves, and then all they have to do is go get fingerprinted. And
are those annually? Are they... is there a certain time frame that's stipulated? If the physicals annually, are these clearances in accordance with a grant year or with the school?
As of right now, once you get them, you're pretty much set. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good. That keeps down a little bit of the cost and the expense of having to do that. All right. So we fill out an application. We meet the guidelines in terms of the age requirement. You mentioned some income guidelines. We've had the application, and we'll do how do we process that with you then? In other words, do we talk to you first with the application before we go ahead with going to the doctor and getting that physical and so on? Give me a little bit about the beginning of that process with
normally you would come talk to me first.
Okay.
Depending on where we are in the school year. So right now, if you were to call me, we're having our new grandparent orientation August 1st to the 4th. So I would say just come to that orientation and we'll discuss all of the clearances, everything from there. If you were to call me in December, I'd probably say go get your physical first, and then we'll talk about placing you in the spring. So it really depends what time frame.
Okay. And I'm assuming that if they had been, I know a lot of folks that see their physicians on a regular basis, that if they had been to their doctor within a reasonable period of time, they could give you that. What would that be then, Alyssa?
Yeah, normally I have had that happen a couple times since I've started, and I would send out the actual form and they would go back to their physician. The physician would fill out this form and then just send it back into me, and it's okay.
So they could save a little bit with not having to be
not having to go right back if they went last.
To the physician and be charged a physician visit fee.
Yeah.
Okay. And so they talk with you, and clearly they need to have a general interest in helping the children, as you said, that had special needs, and be cleared physically and mentally to do this work, and talking about 15 to 20 hours a week. And so they talk with you. Do you connect, let's say I like to be in an elementary, or I want to do some of the other after-school kind of placements. How does that happen? How can they know that that's where I would like to work, or not where I don't want to work? I would not do well in a particular setting.
Yeah, before we place them, we do sit them down and we're going to talk about their needs and their wants, what they want to get out of this. Some grandparents like to work with older kids, some of them like to work with kindergarten age, so we try and figure that out. If they don't know, that's sort of what the orientation is for, to figure out what kind of qualities that they have. We try and pull it out of them through assessments and things like that. Right. And then from there, we'll go and meet with the principal or the supervisor, whichever type of center they decide that they're interested in, and see if it's a good match for both parties.
Okay. And then, so talk a little bit about, give me examples of, you say the children with special needs. What kinds of special needs? In my mind, are we talking physical needs assistance, or really those that need more educational assistance for whatever reason?
It's a broad range. Okay. So the special needs, it could be that they're in poverty and they need that extra help to sort of get their mind out of that and be more focused on their schoolwork, just staying in school. Some of them might need some social support, emotional, and then there's also the educational. So it's a really broad range.
Okay. And so let's say, I want to talk a little bit about if I'm placed in a elementary school. Give me some examples, a little bit more about what I would be doing at the maybe obviously from first to third grade ranges, and then give me also what I might do if somebody was placed in, say, Head Start. Okay. And then what, like, after-school activities might be. Okay,
so in an elementary school, you're most likely going to be with smaller groups. I know that Rita and Joe will be able to talk more about this. They would be able to give really good examples. They could be working one-on-one. I know Joe goes out in the hallway and does one-on-one work.
Okay. Oh, okay.
They could just be in the classroom helping with whatever the teacher's helping with. I know actually when I went to elementary school at Lorraine, I had a foster grandparent who's still currently in the program.
Oh, wow.
So
it's terrific.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing.
So very dedicated.
Yeah.
Very dedicated volunteers. And then how would I help somebody in the Head Start program?
The Head Start program is going to be just a little bit different than an elementary school because you're really trying to prepare the kids for kindergarten.
Okay.
So you're not necessarily teaching them alphabet letters, how to read, how to write. You're more so trying to get them to be socially ready, emotionally ready for this. So just doing certain one-on-one activities probably with these children is more so what they need.
Okay. And then
after school. Yeah. After school is going to be helping them with homework. Okay. And you could also be leading those educationally enrichment programs, just giving a little bit more extra tutoring, I guess is the word, after school to still get them focused and to be there wanting to go to school.
Okay. So it can be very diverse, and you really could have some nice
Yeah.
opportunities depending. And I look forward to talking with Joe and Rita about their specifics that they're doing. You mentioned that then there's an orientation. So during the orientation, and you're determining areas and things that that folks would like to do, and you're going over, I guess, assume procedures and policies of the program, the communication. Okay. So then you mentioned too about that you do have on our sheet that they are required to participate in the continuing ed kind of piece
the monthly
of that.
in-services, correct.
So you briefly touched on some of the things. So in your monthly in-services, it's educational for them on a variety of areas, I assume. So some things might be...
Well, we try to switch it up because some of the ladies have been in the program for 20, if not more years.
Okay.
So there's only so much you can do about child development, helping what activities they can and can't do in the school. So we're trying to make it more recent topics. We're going to have a pharmacist coming in the fall doing a couple sessions on how to detect Alzheimer's, dementia, strokes. So things that will be relevant to the seniors and things they can use.
Okay, to them themselves as well as the other schools. And do they get to participate at all in the anything in the location, whether it's the school, I'm thinking elementary, when they have like trainings of some sort?
I actually haven't encountered that yet, but I have had a couple of people ask if Grandma so-and-so can stay after to help with this program, and they always check, and they're more than welcome to on our end to do stuff, but...
Because you want them obviously to be prepared in the locations. If there's, I was just thinking, we have evacuation drills periodically where we work and things like that. So they're in tune to the school or the setting and to do that. And so the assignments so the locations, all elementary schools, the Head Start program, they can be placed in any of those areas.
Correct.
Okay. So I guess what I wanted to do now, let me see what we missed anything. I don't know if we want to go right over to talking with Rita and Joe, getting their take on their volunteer experience. So Rita, we'll start with you. So Rita, how long have you been volunteering?
I'm going into my 7th year.
Okay. And Joe, you've been volunteering how long?
I'll be going into my 2nd year.
Okay, so you're a newbie.
Oh yeah, I'm a newbie.
Okay.
Don't ever call me that in front of friends.
So Rita, where are you volunteering?
Riverside Elementary.
Okay, so then you only volunteer during the school year?
Yes.
Okay.
This year. I have done summer school.
Oh, okay. All right, so they do have that opportunity too.
But this year, I did not. I had things to do, and I decided that I would prefer to put in my extra time with the children I know, rather than doing summer school with the children I really just getting to know when it's all over.
So it sounds like, so tell me about some of the what have you, I guess, where are you assigned? Do you have one particular, like, a grade level, one particular teacher?
I'm in kindergarten.
Okay.
I'm in kindergarten, and I have 6 teachers.
Oh, wow.
So I rotate every 6 days. And each classroom has a place for me, and when I go in the morning, there's what they want me to do. So there is no disruption. Of course, when I walk in, it's Grandma Rita. You're in here today, Grandma Rita. But
doesn't that feel good when you walk in the door to get that welcome?
Oh, it is. And how many want to get up and run and give you a hug? And of course, the teachers are. I always say, shh. We'll hug when you get over there. But on the whole, I do whatever the teacher needs to be done.
So give me some examples of what you've done.
Well, some of my things I do, one of the main things I do is, as we go along in kindergarten, most of them cannot read when they come in.
Sure.
So we start with ABCs and counting as high as we can go, and reading. I will read to them.
Okay.
And then as the year goes along, of course, everything starts to change. You know, there you get the one he comes in and says, "Grandma, I can count to 100." Oh, wonderful! Do it for me. You know.
So you can really see the changes and the progress these students
That's why
are
I love
making.
kindergarten,
Okay.
because they start like little canvases, and till the end of the year, you cannot believe how much they've learned. And I feel good because I know I have been there with them and working. I find out as they go along what they need, and that's what the teachers want me to do. All of my
And do you
teachers
work
with me.
one-on-one, or do you work in small groups?
I
with
work
the students?
one-on-one,
Okay.
or I do one-on-two. It's all according what we're doing. And there are times when I just play a game with them, like Candyland, and then we've got 3 plus myself, and we're trying not to cheat as we do it.
So we're learning rules as well.
Well, that is something. Like one teacher says, that's social skills.
I was going to say there's a lot of things hidden, I guess I would say.
Yes.
Although we're teaching them the ABCs and the numbers, there's a lot of hidden things you're helping them learn too, isn't there?
Right. And, we try to tell them if we catch them in the lie, we try to explain why that. The day is so involved.
Okay.
Let me put that word. My day is so involved that I couldn't exactly tell you exactly what I do every minute, because I might be in the middle of something, and maybe for the last 2 years, some our special ed children have been in the classroom with us.
Okay.
Well, something might happen, and then I try to help if I can. If not, I try to keep the children quiet till somebody can help.
Well, I think
us
it
in.
sounds like when you're dedicated like that they really get to know you,
Right.
and then it really helps them as well. The bond helps them to grow and learn.
Yeah.
And teach, and you are that mentor, you are the educator, you're the mentor in helping them how to behave and act and probably treat each other, as
Right.
well as the learning component. I'll take one quick minute for Joe. Sorry. That's what happens when you sit on the end, Joe.
1 minute for the newbie.
Can I say just one thing?
Sure.
To all the grandparents
Yeah.
out there, I want to say this, all the who want to be.
Okay.
It's a reason to get up in the morning, and it's a reason to do your day, and it absolutely the best thing you can do.
And I would
Please
bet-
help us.
I would bet the day goes by fast. You're probably exhausted at the end of your
Absolutely.
day, but
Absolutely.
felt very
You're full.
Yes.
You're full.
Fulfilled.
You've done what you can do, and you just wait for tomorrow so you can do it again.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, it is. It's a great thing. Please do
And
it.
Joe, you started out more recently, and I guess I should say, why did you want to participate in the program?
Her and my daughter talked me into this.
Okay.
About the last 2 years, they've been trying to get me to do this. I didn't want to get involved in the kids and all this. And finally, I went and did it. Went and took the test, fingerprints, FBI, and all that stuff. And I passed everything, and I just love doing it.
And so where have you been volunteering? What location or what type of?
10th and Penn in Reading.
In elementary school?
Elementary
A
school.
younger?
Kindergarten.
You're also in kindergarten, okay. And what are the benefits that you get from volunteering?
Oh, I'm glad the day's over.
But it went fast? Did it go fast?
Yeah. Now, I don't know how fast it's going to go this year because, well, I'm getting all new kids. I don't know their names, and
That goes fast because you're learning.
You're learning.
You're
Yeah.
learning.
You're learning and they're learning.
yeah. Even the teachers have to learn the names. All these Spanish kids.
Yeah. And how have you been as fulfilled as Rita in doing and going to the school?
Oh yes, definitely.
So you would also recommend that anybody out there listening in might want to think about volunteering.
Oh, definitely. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, he is a different person.
I
he
love
was
the
he was a
kids.
couch potato,
Okay.
and now he is not.
Good. Good. And certainly those are benefits to you all, isn't it? By getting up and moving and socialization and teaching and learning and helping is equally as beneficial to you as you are helping the kids.
For us and the children. That it was just a big old gang fest, and we had fun.
Well, in the 2 minutes that I've got left, I think we'll just come back to Alyssa and see. We talked a little bit. We want to do a little bit of recruitment in terms of anything else that you want to say that are benefits of the program, and then also we want to make sure that we know how to contact you for those people that are out there watching. If you can tell us your contact information.
Yeah, if you would like to give me a call or shoot me an email, whichever works better, the phone number is 610-790-2884. And if you just want to know more about the program, if you're interested in it, you're not sure, feel free to give me a call. I'd love to talk, love to discuss the program.
I guess any other questions that we may not have discussed tonight,
absolutely.
or some things that they're mulling over in time. I think also maybe some of the volunteers would be willing to talk to maybe some of the new volunteers.
Absolutely, yeah, to see if somebody maybe wants to be in a Head Start and they don't know, definitely could connect the current one.
It can be a scary world also for volunteers.
To start anything new is definitely a
Good.
scary experience.
Well, in the 1 minute, any last minute thing that you would like to say about the program? Alyssa, anybody?
Just join us. We
Okay.
we need people, and we have fun when we get together, and you just have so much satisfaction, just so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a fun experience.
I guess she said it all.
You know.
Well, very good. So please feel free to give Alyssa Wagner at Alverny University, who's the Foster Grandparent Program Manager, a call. Get in touch with her. If you're even thinking about it remotely, to get some of the questions answered and to be able to begin looking at volunteering your time to help students grow and learn, and you to benefit from the program. Well, that's the time that we have this evening for Aging Matters. Thanks for tuning in.